People ask me all the time what my favorite books are, what books I am reading, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I actually have a really bad habit sometimes of being like, oh, you should read this, and you should read this, and you should read this. I'm actually a horrible reader, fun fact. I have to do audiobooks because I am a very slow reader. It takes me forever to physically read a book. I will often skim a book, but I won't really read it word for word. So I'll listen to the audiobook. If I love it, then I'll buy the physical copy, then I'll watch it. But that's not the question for the day. The question today is, what book changed your life? Wow. I don't know if I can pick one book, but I mean, obviously I have to say the Bible, but I'm going to put that on the shelf and say, all right, other than the Bible, obviously, what other book, because that's probably what y'all want, changed my life? And I think that the most substantial mind shift book, at least for me recently in the last couple of years, has been a book called Living Forward by Michael Hyatt and Daniel Harkavy. In this book, he talks about, basically he gives you a plan of how to set up your own personal life plan. And I have spent so much time planning for business, I haven't really spent a lot of time planning for life as a whole, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, it makes me think a little bit about marriage, for example. You know, in marriage, people, especially Americans, really people all over the world, spend tons of time and an enormous amount of money planning their wedding day. And yet they spend so little time and so little money planning the marriage that they're promising for their entire life. And I think that's kind of what this book made me think about, and not just about marriage in general, but life as a whole. It was a kind of a challenge to me to go, you know, you spend so much time focused on your business and setting goals for your business and planning for your business. And those things are all good, but it's not the entirety of life. What this book does is it helps you put together a clear plan for all of life, including your business. And one of the things he makes you do at the very beginning of the book, not to ruin it too much, but it's worth thinking about, and I think he actually took this from Stephen Covey at one point, is he asks you to write down 10 people in your life who are very important. Or it could be groups of people too. So it might be like my colleagues or my friends instead of individual people. You might have like your spouse, your children, you know, you have people in buckets. And then he has you write a paragraph of what you would want that person to say about you at your funeral. And when you have to sit in a quiet room in front of a computer and write down what your children are going to say about you at your funeral, or what you would want them to say in an ideal world, whew, I will tell you right now, it is a lot harder than you think. I sat in a hotel room. I had a whole day. I got to a conference early one time. I had a whole day when I started working on this. Sat down in the hotel room. I was by myself, and I'm sitting down writing down this paragraph, what my wife is going to say about me at my funeral, or what I'd want her to say, and what my children would say about me at my funeral, and what I'd want them to say. And I just wept, because it was a realization of how far apart what my ideal was and what my daily reality was. And when you have to step back and look at that, all of a sudden the things that mattered so much before, like how much revenue you're driving every day and how much profitability you have at the end of the month, don't matter at all. So you can see how passionate I am about that, especially compared to even other questions that I've answered, because that book made me think about that. And honestly, I need to read it more. I have that life plan, and I can't tell you the last time I read it. It's probably been 2 or 3 months since I've read through it. And he actually encourages you to keep it with you and read it like every week. I've not done that, so after this video today, I'm gonna go back and read my life plan. I would encourage you to grab a copy of that book, Living Forward by Michael Hyatt and Daniel Harkavy. I think it will really have an impact on your life. It certainly did for me. I'd love to hear from you. What book had the biggest impact on you? Leave that in the comments. I'd love to hear it and share it with others, and maybe I'll find a new favorite book myself there. I can't wait to hear how this helps you grow and helps your business grow. We'll see you soon.